Hey there. I am here today to talk to you about the difference between my workflow builder template and the free Dubsado workflow builder template that is offered through one of the Dubsado education courses. So I felt like this was really important to address. Somebody asked it in the group, and I think it's a great question. And so I want to go ahead and really dive into what the difference is between my builder and Dubsado's. One of the things that I want to be really clear about is that Dubsado and I were kind of working on these concurrently. I had no idea that Dubsado was making this. And in fact, I had already launched my product by the time that I went through the Dubsado courses when they launched them and discovered that they had also created this. So we both kind of created it at the same time with no knowledge of each other. And so the similarities are kind of cool. But at the same time, I want to be clear that there was no copying here on either case, and that they are different. They are definitely different built. They have the same function, but there are key differences that I do want to make sure to highlight for you. So I know that both of these windows are kind of small, but I'm going to just kind of go through the difference. So on the left-hand side, you can see my builder, and on the right-hand side, you can see Dubsado's builder. So I'm just going to kind of dive in and take it column by column on where the differences lie. So the first thing is that the Dubsado workflow builder, this is the example workflow that they have built for you when they are showing you how to work it. You will notice immediately that the Dubsado workflow builder is quite a bit shorter. There are fewer columns in it. And so that's going to translate to less detail. And I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about what those details are that are missing, but I just want to be really clear. So one of the first things that I notice when I look at this builder is that Dubsado's builder does not capture how a workflow is starting. So the very first action on the Dubsado workflow builder is that we're sending an email because that is the first step that's actually happening in the workflow. But what that means is that we're not capturing how it starts. So in my workflow builder, anything in capitals is not necessarily a workflow action, but it's something that we need to capture within the builder so that we make sure that we can create all the content. So for example, if we are starting a workflow with a lead capture being filled out, then we need to know that we need to create that lead capture. And you can see I've got a few different options here: lead capture, appointment scheduled, public proposal, automatically from a previous workflow, and manually triggered. So there are several templates in here that would need to be created based on how that workflow is starting. And so this workflow builder captures that content so that you don't forget about it. Secondly, the Dubsado workflow builder treats all templates the same. And so what that means is that whether this is a scheduler, whether it's an email, whether it's a form, whatever it is, you fill in the name of the template into this one singular column. In my workflow builder, there are dedicated columns for each of these items because we need different information about them. So, for example, if we are filling out a proposal template, or if we're creating a proposal template, then that may have a contract attached. And if it's going to have a contract attached, we need to be able to capture that piece of content. The Dubsado workflow builder, if you're sending a proposal, it does not give you a way to capture that template other than for you to just remember and write it in the box. Dubsado also doesn't help you remember when you need to collect other assets from your clients. So I frequently have clients who want to send a pricing guide that's a hidden page on their website, for example, in an email. So when I'm writing that canned email, I need that piece of information from them. And so I need to remember to ask for it. Dubsado doesn't have any built-in way for you to fill in that information when you know that you need to capture something like that. The other way that capturing all templates the same is kind of difficult, or it leaves, room to be desired, is that, for example, if you're doing a scheduler template, then you might need to attach a form. You might need to attach other emails. You want to attach reminders and confirmations. Again, the Dubsado workflow builder on a consultation call, here's an example. Okay, they're sending an appointment scheduler, a consultation call, And the only canned email reference here is the consultation invitation. So this doesn't help you capture the confirmation email. It doesn't help you capture any of the reminder emails. So we're missing content there. Whenever whenever you have a to-do in your workflow that you need to do, or need to fill in content for, the Dubsado workflow builder allows you to fill in the reminder, like the actual content for the to do. However, it does not help you capture who is assigned to that, which when you're working with, people who are solopreneurs, that's not as big of a deal. However, if you're working with teams, that is going to be important. You need to know who on the team is responsible for each to do. And the Dubsado workflow builder also does not help you capture whether or not the client wants to be emailed about those particular to-dos. And I do run into, there are particular to-dos that my clients want to be emailed about, and there are particular to-dos where they don't. So I think that's really important. So that is really the nitty gritty on the actual workflow builder piece on what Dubsado does not do for you. Here are the other things that I provide that the Dubsado workflow builder does not provide. First of all, I provide you with 3 actual workflow templates. So here are workflow templates that I start from for every single client. Like those are the ones that I open up and I customize for them. So Dubsado is not offering you those templates that can be used across so many industries. The other huge thing that Dubsado is not helping you with is planning for payment plans. So again, when you set up payment plans, there are emails for reminders that need to be built into that. And Dubsado is not helping you capture that you need to create those emails. And then finally, the biggest thing that my workflow builder does that Dubsado's workflow builder does not do is provide a content directory. So as you build your workflows, as you put in all the project statuses you need to make, all the emails you need to make, all of the forms you need to create, this tab on my workflow builder is automatically pulling that into a unique list. So if we're using the same lead capture across multiple workflows, that lead capture is only going to be listed here once. And so it's creating a unique list of all the assets that need to be created from the jump, which means that I can't emphasize how big of a deal this is. I feel like when you look at this list, it doesn't seem like as big of a deal as it is, but this is what slows you down. When you are in the middle of a setup and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to create the lead capture. I need to go do that. Oh crap, I forgot to write this reminder email and I'm in the middle of creating scheduler templates. Now I have to jump out of that and go to canned emails and write that email and then jump back to scheduler templates. All of that slows you down so much. It disrupts your work so much. So this content directory pulling in absolutely everything that you need to do, including emails and schedulers, emails and workflows, emails and payment plans, forms that are in workflows, forms that'll be sent manually, forms that are embedded on the website, forms that are attached to schedulers. When we are pulling all of that into one location and getting one unique list of everything that we need to be making, automatically, as we're building our workflows, we are literally cutting out hours of work from every single client. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this kind of demonstrates the difference between the free Dubsado workflow builder, which may be a great place for you to start, and my more advanced builder. But there are definitely some differences here. And I just wanted to be really clear about what those are so that you can decide if this investment is worth it for you. So thanks so much. And if you have any questions, just drop them down in the comments and let me know.